So you want to know more about maqui berries and their potential for managing Crohn's disease?
Right.
Well, we've got some really interesting research here.
Yeah.
Let's just dive in and see what we can uncover.
Sounds good.
First up, we have a 2020 study
Okay.
from the journal Nutrients,
Right.
and they're investigating a maqui berry extract
Interesting.
as a potential way to help people with Crohn's.
I think a lot of people are going to be interested to hear about this one.
Yeah, I know this is something that you're interested in.
Yeah, for sure.
But before we get into the details of the study,
Right.
let's take a step back.
Right.
What exactly are maqui berries?
Well, they're this really cool,
Okay.
deep purple, almost black berry
Oh, wow.
that grows wild in Chile.
Really?
And they've actually been used in traditional Chilean medicine for a long time, especially for digestive issues.
Oh, interesting.
So it makes you wonder if there's something to those ancient remedies.
Right.
Maybe they were onto something.
Yeah, they probably knew something we didn't.
Yeah.
So these berries have a history of helping with gut problems.
Yeah.
Could that be why researchers are looking at them for Crohn's disease?
Exactly. Plus, they're bursting with these things called polyphenols,
Polyphenols.
which are powerful antioxidants.
Okay.
They have some of the highest antioxidant levels of any fruit,
Wow.
even higher than blueberries.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Now, to be clear,
Sure.
Crohn's disease is a chronic condition, right? It causes inflammation in the digestive system,
Yeah.
and people often have these flare-ups where symptoms get really bad.
Yeah. That's one of the toughest parts of the disease.
Yeah.
For sure.
Managing those flare-ups and finding ways to reduce that inflammation.
Right.
That's a big focus for people with Crohn's.
Absolutely.
The current medications out there can help, but they don't work for everyone.
Right.
And sometimes they have side effects.
That's a big problem. Yeah.
That's why researchers are always looking for new options.
Of course.
And this study on maqui berries is part of that search.
For sure.
So this study used mice to detect the effects of maqui berry extract.
Right.
Can you explain why scientists use animals in research?
Sure.
I imagine it can be a touchy subject for some people.
Oh, yeah. For sure. It can be.
Yeah.
And it's something researchers take very seriously.
Of course.
But animal models, like the mice used in this study, are crucial for understanding how diseases work
Right.
and for developing new treatments.
Okay.
So in this case, they induced colitis in the mice,
Hmm.
which is inflammation of the colon,
Right.
to kind of mimic what happens in Crohn's disease.
Okay.
Now, it's important to remember that mice aren't humans,
Right.
so the results don't always translate perfectly,
Yeah, of course.
but it gives us valuable insights we can build on.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
They didn't just use any old maqui berries, though, right?
No.
It was a specific extract.
Yeah, it was a concentrated extract
Okay.
that was rich in those polyphenols we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
which they called for short.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's okay.
And they actually tested it in two ways.
Okay.
Some mice received the extract before they developed colitis
Mm-hmm.
to see if it could prevent inflammation,
Oh, interesting.
and others received it after
Yeah.
to see if it could help heal existing inflammation.
So they were looking at both prevention and treatment.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they gave the mice a specific dose every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to know if this maqui berry extract actually made a difference for the mice.
Right.
Did they see any improvement?
It did.
Okay, great.
The mice that received the Maqui extract showed some really promising results.
Okay.
Their symptoms like diarrhea and bleeding were significantly reduced.
Wow.
They also lost less weight,
Okay.
which is important because Crohn's can often lead to unintended weight loss.
Right.
And when the researchers looked at the length of the colons,
Mm-hmm.
which is an indicator of inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
the mice treated with OC had much healthier colons
Wow.
compared to those that didn't receive the extract.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
It sounds like the maqui extract was doing something positive.
definitely.
But did they just observe the mice from the outside?
No,
Or did they look closer to see what's happening inside their bodies?
they did more than just observe the mice.
Okay.
They actually analyzed the colon tissue under a microscope.
Oh, wow.
And what they found was remarkable.
Okay.
The Maqui extract had significantly reduced inflammation in the colon,
Mm-hmm.
and the structure of the tissue was much closer to a healthy colon.
Wow.
Even the cells that produce mucus in the colon,
Okay.
which are crucial for protecting the lining, were functioning better.
So this is all starting to sound really promising.
Yeah.
The maqui extract seems to be tackling inflammation and promoting healing in the gut.
Right?
But I imagine there's more to the story, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How exactly is this extract working its magic?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where things get really interesting.
All right.
We'll dive into the nitty-gritty details of how this extract seems to be working after a short break.
Sounds good.
Stay with us.
So before the break, we were talking about how Maqui Berry extract seemed to be helping those mice with colitis.
Right.
And I'm dying to know how it's working.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
It sounded like there were multiple ways it was affecting the gut.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so lay it on me.
Okay.
What's going on at the cellular level?
One of the key findings was how the extract affected these cells, called macrophages.
Macrophages.
Yeah, you can think of them like little guards patrolling your gut.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need to ramp up inflammation to fight off invaders,
Mm-hmm.
but other times they need to calm things down to prevent damage to your own tissues.
They're like the peacekeepers of the gut,
Exactly.
making sure things don't get out of control.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
And what the Maqui Berry extract seemed to do was shift the balance of these macrophages towards a more peaceful, anti-inflammatory state.
Interesting.
So instead of constantly fighting, they were helping to reduce the inflammation in the gut.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If you can calm down the immune response in the gut, you're going to reduce inflammation and hopefully those painful flare-ups you experience with Crohn's.
Exactly.
And there's more.
There's more, yeah.
Okay.
The extract also seems to affect these enzymes called iOS and COGOX2.
iOS and COGOX2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, these enzymes are kind of like the fire starters of inflammation.
Oh.
They produce chemicals that increase inflammation in the gut.
So if the Maqui extract can reduce these enzymes, it's like taking away the fuel for the fire.
You got it.
Wow.
And that's exactly what they found.
Okay.
The Maqui extract significantly reduced the levels of these enzymes, which would help explain why the inflammation in the mice's colons went down.
Now, we talked earlier about how Maqui berries are packed with antioxidants. Did the researchers look into whether that antioxidant power played a role?
They did.
Yeah.
Remember those polyphenols we mentioned? Well, they seem to be activating a pathway in the cells called the NRF2-HO1 pathway.
The NRF2?
NRF2-HO1 pathway.
Okay.
Now, this pathway is like a shield that protects your cells from damage caused by oxidative stress.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Yeah, sure.
Oxidative stress, is that like rust building up in your body?
It's a good analogy.
Okay.
Think of it this way. When our cells produce energy, they also create these byproducts called free radicals.
Okay.
These free radicals are like tiny reactive molecules that can damage our cells. Antioxidants, like those found in Maqui berries,
Right.
can neutralize these free radicals and protect our cells.
So the Maqui extract is not only calming down the inflammation,
Right.
but also boosting the cell's own defenses against damage.
Exactly.
So it's like a two-pronged attack against Crohn's.
Precisely.
Wow.
And that's what makes this research so intriguing.
Yeah.
It's not just addressing one aspect of the disease.
Right.
It's working on multiple levels to restore balance in the gut.
This is all really fascinating, but we have to remember this study was done on mice.
Right.
What would be the next step in exploring the potential of Maqui berries for people with Crohn's?
Well, you're right. We can't jump from mice to humans just yet.
Of course.
The next step would be to conduct clinical trials in humans.
Okay.
That means giving the Maqui berry extract to people with Crohn's and carefully monitoring their symptoms,
Hey.
their quality of life,
Okay.
and any potential side effects.
So those trials would help determine if the Maqui extract is safe and effective for humans
Exactly.
and what the optimal dose would be.
Right. That's really important because even though Maqui berries are a natural product, they can still interact with other medications or have unintended effects.
Right. I'm sure some people listening are thinking,
Yeah.
I'm going to go buy some Maqui berry supplements right now.
Yeah. I could see that.
What would you say to them?
I understand the enthusiasm,
Yeah.
but it's really important to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplements, especially if you have a chronic condition like Crohn's.
Yeah.
Your doctor can help you weigh the potential benefits and risks.
Right.
Consider any interactions with your current medications
Okay.
and monitor you closely.
I think that's wise advice for anyone considering any new treatment.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it's a pharmaceutical drug or a natural supplement,
Absolutely.
always involve your healthcare provider in the decision-making.
Informed decisions are the best decisions.
So zooming out a bit, what does this research on Maqui berries tell us about the broader landscape of natural remedies and chronic diseases?
I think this study highlights the incredible potential of natural remedies to play a significant role in healthcare. We're seeing a shift towards a more integrative approach
Okay.
where conventional medicine and natural therapies can work together to improve people's lives.
So it's like we're moving beyond the either mentality and embracing a yes and approach to healthcare.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And research like this is paving the way for a more holistic and personalized approach to managing chronic conditions.
This all leads to another intriguing question.
Okay.
What other areas of health might maqui berries benefit? Are researchers looking into other applications?
That's where things get really interesting. Maqui berries are a treasure trove of beneficial compounds. Researchers are exploring their potential in a wide range of areas, from heart health and diabetes to cancer prevention and even cognitive function.
Wow, that's a lot of potential.
It is.
It seems like we've only just begun to understand the power of this little berry.
Exactly. The maqui berry is a great example of how nature can provide us with powerful tools to support our health and well-being.
Yeah.
And as research continues, we're sure to discover even more about its amazing properties.
It's amazing to think that something as simple as a berry could have such a profound impact on our health.
It really is.
Yeah.
And, this is just one example
Right.
of the many natural remedies out there that are waiting to be explored.
Yeah. I know before we wrap up, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about personalized medicine.
Right.
You were talking about how understanding someone's gut microbiome could help tailor treatments with natural remedies like maqui berry extract.
Exactly.
Can you elaborate on that? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It might sound futuristic,
but
it's actually an area of research that's gaining a lot of traction right now.
Interesting.
We know that the trillions of bacteria living in our gut,
right,
which we call the gut microbiome, play a crucial role in our overall health.
So you're saying that these bacteria in our gut could actually influence how our bodies respond to things like maqui berry extract.
That's right. Everyone's microbiome is unique. It's kind of like a fingerprint.
Okay.
And this unique composition of bacteria can affect how we digest food, absorb nutrients, and even respond to medications.
So theoretically, if we could analyze someone's gut microbiome, we could figure out how their body is likely to react to maqui berry extract and adjust the dosage or even combine it with other therapies to maximize its effectiveness.
Exactly. It's all about personalized medicine, tailoring treatments to the individual.
Wow.
It's still early days for this kind of research.
Yeah.
But it holds immense promise for the future of healthcare.
It's mind-boggling to think about all the possibilities.
Yeah, it really is.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the incredible world of maqui berries and their potential, especially for those living with Crohn's disease.
Right.
We've learned so much from their traditional uses in Chile to the cutting-edge research happening right now.
Absolutely.
And remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to natural remedies.
It is. There's a whole world of plants, herbs, and other natural substances out there waiting to be explored.
It's inspiring to think that nature holds so many potential solutions for our health challenges.
I agree.
As we continue to research these natural remedies, who knows what other amazing discoveries we'll make.
I couldn't agree more. It's an exciting time for natural medicine.
Well said. So for you listening out there, remember to talk to your doctor about what's right for you. We've explored the science, but ultimately your healthcare provider can guide you in making informed decisions about your health.
Absolutely.
And never stop being curious.
Right.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep discovering the amazing power of natural remedies.
That's great advice.
And as always, thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.